Do you like hunting for retro video games? I do too. Today, I'll put a little twist on my usual game hunting by introducing a new series I like to call the 500 Yen
Famicom Challenge.
Hi, I'm Scruffy Looking RGB. I take you all around Japan in search of retro video games. So the rules for today's challenge are that the cartridge I purchased today must be under 500 yen. Also, it has to be English friendly. Other determining criteria may include the following: playability, fun factor, difficulty, nostalgia, and aesthetics. Today, we're in Otaku Heaven, otherwise known as Akihabara. What kind of game can you find in Akihabara for 500 yen? You are about to find out. We are in one of my favorite, lesser-known shops called Kaden no Kenchans. This place specializes in modding and repairing retro game consoles, as well as computers. They also have good deals on games for the Famicom, as well as many other consoles. They even have something quite rare here. That's right, they even have NES and SNES cartridges. If you plan on visiting this shop, they can be a little hard to find as it is located in the Tokyo Radio Department Store on the first floor. I'll leave a link down in the description below so you can check it out if you want to visit here. It's located adjacent to the Sega Go Gokan, or the number 5 Sega Arcade building. This store does accept all major credit cards, but unfortunately no English-speaking staff. So if you don't understand Japanese, you're on your own in that department. Well, let's stop wasting time and get into the 500 yen
Famicom Challenge.
So here we have a huge container filled with Famicom games, and most of these are 300 yen or less, so it's well within our 500 yen budget for today's challenge. There's Gegege no Kitaro. That is a good game, Super Chinese too as well, but Gegege no Kitaro, that's got to be one of my most nostalgic Famicom games of all time, right next to Zelda and Super Mario Brothers. It was one of the ones I received as a kid with my first Nintendo system, so that has to have a lot of nostalgic value for me, and for 300 yen that's a pretty good deal. And we come upon Anpanman, which is just really odd to a Westerner. There's Willow. Willow is also a pretty nostalgic title for me. I don't remember ever playing Willow itself, but I know it has a good soundtrack, at least from what I've heard. And we have Goemon here, the first one for the Nintendo. That is also a pretty good deal there. I don't know what this, some type of racing game. Maybe it's RC Pro-Am, the Japanese version. And we got some interesting Japanese games here. We got Ultraman for 250, which is a pretty good deal. And we have Arunos no Kishi, which is Ragar for the NES, which is also another nostalgic title for me. I remember playing hours and hours of that game. One drawback of Rygar is, I don't know if it's the same for the US version, but for the Japanese version, you die once and the game is over. There's no lives really to start off with. Can you remember if it's like that for the NES version? I'll have to go back and check it out. But we had Kunio Soccer in there, Bokenjima, Acronoid, Star Soldier. So we're just looking for any games that are really nostalgic. Also, please leave me a comment and let me know what kind of games you think I should get for the 500 yen challenge. We have Devil World, that's a classic. and Road Fighter, Gamos, Gyrodine, Momotaro. So what games do you think you would have got in your situation? Because I'm going to show you, if you stick around to the end here, I'm going to show you what I pick up. It's Choplifter, Hakuto no Ken. I've actually never played that one. Mario Golf, Othello, some Golf, Gradius, Mahjong. So I want you guys to let me know what you think is what would your pick have been out of this 500 yen game challenge? Taruna-kun, Magical Taruto-kun, sorry. That seems like a good deal. It's a pretty good deal, I think. But all these games in here, like I said, 300 or less. Acronoid 2 is even in here. I'm kind of shocked at a lot of the games in here that they're so cheap. I don't know. It could be because of the whole social distancing thing, that there's not many customers coming in, so there's a lot of better deals than normal. Top Gun, that's another nostalgic one. Mighty Bomb Jack, I've never played that, but I've heard a lot about it. Hyakuman Kid, the $1 Million Kid. Was that an NES title? And there's quite a few peripherals here. He sells, Kenchan is the guy that owns this place, and they have quite a few peripherals here for the Famicom. Interesting button controllers, and there's arcade sticks for the Famicom. They also sell quite a bit of junk stuff. Some of it's a little bit on the higher end than Book Off, but they have a good selection of stuff here. And it's always good to come back and check here, because they always come in with new stock and things like that. Some interesting Super Famicom controllers, all turbo. Even sell like harvested pieces from the Famicom. Here's the extra controller port. Like I said earlier, they do a lot of mods here, and this looks like a mod for a classic Japanese computer, where you switch out the original memory for a flash card. Oh, speaking of flash card, here's a flash cartridge. It looks like a custom kit you can do on your own for 3,700. That seems like a good deal for a flash card. That looked like a Famicom flash card, actually. And we got some more games here that I missed. Dragon Ball Z, some baseball games. Go ahead and drop me a comment if you're a modder, and what are some of the mods you've done in the past. We've got Transformers here. As you know, I do mods every once in a while, so if you want to check out those, I'll leave a link in the description for any mods. I do Famicom, some Game Boy, Game Boy Color, a few other handhelds. Please check those out if you like. But we just saw an awesome, like a handheld version of the PC Engine. Looked like a custom job where it had a color screen in it, but it was made on the actual shape of the PC Engine. So it was half PC Engine and the other half was a custom, looked like 3D printed bit of customization. They have also a lot of Mega Drive games, and all kind of different consoles here. They have a lot of rare consoles as well, and rare games too in the cases, of course. Game & Watch, NES titles. You got the Metroid, you got Contra. They even have a little arcade game here you can play, which is currently getting worked on, it looks like, but it's usually up and running. But I'm guessing because of the whole social distance thing, they are kind of not having it in use at the moment. Got Game Gear cartridges here. Mickey's Castle of Illusion, Donald's, whatever that was. Magic Hat, I can't remember what that one was. Echo the Dolphin for Mega Drive. More Genesis games and titles here. You can see Garo Densetsu. Sonic. Game Gear titles are a little expensive here, but they've got the Famicom keyboard. I would love to get me one of these, but I just don't have the space for it at my house. No space here in Tokyo, but it's a good like display piece. I just like the Famicom colors. Sure, a lot of you out there also like Famicom, but Kenchan, he does a lot of his own custom mods. He has a mod where he takes some of the sound system from the Famicom and turns it into it's some kind of sound mod. You plug little chips in and you can hear the sounds from each of the Famicom cartridges. It's really cool, and I'm not super familiar with it, but it's something to look into. These are some of the more expensive titles for Famicom he's got here, plus included with some NES titles as well. Bugs Bunny birthday, Bugs Bunny's birthday. Rescue, I don't remember that game as a kid. Mag Max, I think that was. Deadly Towers. Desert Commander. Who remembers these? Ninja Gaiden, that is also a good one. Unfortunately, it's not under 500 yen. And Astro Boy. Dragon Spirit, that is a good shoot 'em up. Some more Kunio. Makaimura, or what is it, Ghosts and Goblins? And the Japanese version of the NES controller is interestingly colored. The control stick there. Twin B. That's one of my favorites, but I don't think that was under 500 yen. Getsufu something Den. This one has an interesting actual box. I've seen the box before. It has like one of those 3D art things where if you move the box, it has a little bit of an animation. It's kind of a throwback to back in the 80s when they had those on a lot of cards and whatnot. There was what was it? Fudomyo Oden, or Fudomyo Oden. Gariusu. There's Rockman 3 up there for 780. 1500 for that one. So that's a big collection of his NES games. I'm gonna have to go with Rygar, or Aranusu no Kishi, because it's just a huge nostalgic factor for me, pretty much, and just the fun of seeing it in Japanese is also a big draw. I know many of you out there just buy games because of their labels. I'm guilty of that too. I remember playing this game a lot. The soundtrack is really just deeply implanted in my mind, and I've been on the lookout for Rygar, but I couldn't find it for cheap. So finding it here in the bin, and since we're doing this 500 yen game challenge, I figured this is the one for me today. So I decided picking up Rygar. Question of the day. Do you think Rygar was worthy of the 500 yen I spent on it today? If you saw another game in today's video that you think I should have got instead, please let me know down in the comments. What game do you think I should have bought, and why do you think so? I'd like to hear everyone's opinions. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. If you'd like to see more at this shop, Kaden no Kenchan's, check out Kid Shoryuken. He does a good visit here. I'll leave the link in the description. Also, if you want to see more of my hunting videos, click the end screen on the right. As always, if you like this video, please share it with a friend, because that really helps me out a lot. I appreciate you all, and remember to stay scruffy looking.
Who's scruffy looking?